ignited my love for reading recently, and it was thanks to you, because you were putting me on the audiobook train, and you know, in the busy world,
I gave him a hack.
Yeah, the only time that you like I really have alone to myself that I can like focus or hone in on something is in the car or going on a walk. Even sometimes I'll listen like on the treadmill, but I've been getting into these audiobooks recently, some fiction, some nonfiction, and it's a good time. I forgot how much I loved reading. And recently I did Stephen King's The Running Man just because the movie just came out, and I was like,
oh, is it good?
Yeah, I mean, I read the book and then watched the movie, and I was like, you know what? I love that I just realized that the book is so much better than the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I think when I visit a class, I don't read business books very much. I read a lot of fiction and nonfiction, and that storytelling and, you know, the unrolling of a complex story, I think is really great.
It's interesting because like my hack was my goal was, this is funny that everything kind of circles back on itself. We had a podcast guest who was one of our friends who lost 100 pounds.
Wow.
And some of that was because he dedicated, like, every day he wanted to walk 20,000 steps. And so my New Year's resolution was to walk like about 10,000 or try to get 10,000 in as much as I can. And part of that was I want to also read more. So I will walk and then listen to an audiobook and have YouTube or Spotify like closed caption it. So I'll read and listen so I'm engaged in it and not really thinking about my steps. And interestingly enough, the first book I did when I was starting this process was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, because I was kind of
really?
Because
who in the world introduced you to that book?
Probably just hearing about it, but I was like, oh, I'd always heard the name Hunter S. Thompson, but I didn't know what that was, and so that kind of got me into that, and I started looking into like journalism, and I was like, this is really interesting to me. Yeah. That was earlier this year. But
I mean, that's a book that, like, when I was in college, you look around and everybody's carrying a copy of it.
My brother's a big movie guy, and he definitely he likes digital movies or analog movies. Yeah. Like, so he likes to get like the Blu-ray, 4K DVDs, and he has got a whole collection. And when he lived at home with me, I definitely saw it, like the weird, like little twisty Johnny Depp like neck, and I was like, what is this? And then I heard about it, and it's just like like multiple instances of hearing it, and I'm like, something's calling me to read this book. Yeah. And it was wild.
It is wild. Never read it. And there's some movies too.
I want to watch the movie, but I just kind of did it because I wanted to get a little snapshot of like Las Vegas in the 1970s and kind of like feel that moment. And I went from that into On the Road, Jack Kerouac.
That's a great book.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
So,
have you read The Road or No Country for Old Men by Cormac?
My next one, I'm reading one at Deloitte. We do like a little book club. I'm about to finish one for that, and then I want to read Blood Meridian. I've heard it's terrifying, but
all those, that, The Road, and No Country for Old Men, to me are just fantastic.
I've heard he's a great writer. I've never read a Cormac book.
No Country for Old Men. Have you seen the movie?
No.
So good. It's just one of the best.
Have you seen it?
No.
I love long form storytelling. So my sons, I pushed them on those books and those movies.
Yeah.
What else was that? The Deer Hunter.
The Deer Hunter. Never read them. Gosh. But I used to do like quick recall academic team. Yeah. And that was an answer. Like every third meet that we would like compete in, there was always a quick recall question about who wrote Deer Hunter. Or what was the name of the main character? But they'd always be like this series about blah blah blah, and you'd always say Deer Hunter.
Oh, the movies. Yeah. Movie's incredible. It's really, I love movies and books because I like long form storytelling. Mm-hmm. It's just
it's almost seems like a lost art in the digital age of short form content. Yeah, it's just more and more.
I hope it's not offensive to say, but it seems like all like the popular books right now, like if you look at like bestsellers, there's like some self help and stuff, but it's mostly like the romance, novels. I would say like that's like the modern
something to
like the zeitgeist. It's like because I think women read more than men.
Yeah.
But I think the zeitgeist is like the romance, like thrillers.
Right.
But I like like the, what would you call it? Like Americana.
Yeah.
I did Hemingway too. I read a Hemingway, The Sun Also Rises.
Yeah. Or Jack London stuff.
Jack London stuff. The old stuff. And then I do read a lot of like self-help as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I read almost like I said, I read very few business books. The one book I love, I think I brought to class, which is the Against the Gods.
Okay. Yeah, I did start that book.
What a great book.
You said,
do you like it so far?
I need to make it in farther.
There's some math in it.
So the first like 3 chapters, it was like just a large history about risk, and I'm like, I don't know, like how far can I make it in? I was like starting to fall asleep in the car at one point. I was like, I really wanted to read this because you recommended it, but yeah, I gave up and started doing Running Man. We'll see if I can pick it back up.
Well, you can read it in pieces.
Yeah, so I made it like 4 hours in. It's like a 14-hour long audiobook, and I like made it's like 10 hours.
The best, just talking about regression to the mean versus chaos theory, and you know which really rules the world.
Sure,
it's just so good.
Okay, Peter Bernstein.
Peter Bernstein, called Against the Gods.
Oh, there's some video game because
I've worn mine out.
Yeah, I'll have to get back into it.
What's your favorite book?
I hit it in pieces.
Oh gosh, No Country for Old Men's pretty darn close. I read a lot of. I love Wendell Berry. Do you know Wendell Berry? I don't know Wendell Berry. Wendell is a Henry County, Kentucky farmer, but you read his essays in the New York Times and all kinds of places. Great poet, great fiction writer. He's kind of a what would you call it? A kind of a agricultural, anti-big business Christian. Really interesting guy.
I like when like those interesting like different pockets of like libertarian blah blah blah, blah like you get like someone that's like a really unique combination of ideology.
Yeah, he's look up some Wendell Berry, read some of his poetry. He can be pretty biting on some subjects, but he's really terrific. I like poetry because as a writer, I love it teaches you pace. And the way things roll off your tongue, you know, and as opposed to just trying to write for the ear, you know, you're writing for the eye and different kind of experience.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Isn't Cormac McCarthy known for like run-on sentences? Like, just kind of keep going.
Yeah.
But you like the way, is he just able to do it in such a way?
I just think he tells his sense of irony and surprise is just so good.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
The one for the book club is called The Silent Patient, which is actually really interesting. It's just about like kind of like a murder case, and then it's from the perspective of a guy who's like at the psychiatric hospital, and they want him to just kind of like treat the patient, but he's like, he wants to get into like, why'd she do it? She like killed her husband and then stopped talking. Yeah. And I think she was like a successful artist, and so now we're at the point where he's trying to get her to like open up by painting. Oh, it's actually more interesting than I thought it would be. But yeah, it's been fun. It's like
I read some biographies.
Okay.
See, that instantly makes you sound like an old man, right?
No, those are.
I read biographies too.
But I read a bunch of Lyndon Johnson stuff.
Okay.
Because he was president at such not unlike what we're in today. I mean, there was just a lot of craziness, strife in the country.
Yep.
He was a pretty wild guy, but he seemed to have a big heart and managed that pretty well.
Yeah. Have you ever listened to any like Shane Gillis podcasts?
Yes.
Have you listened to the one where Shane and Louis C.K. go through all the presidents?
No, but that sounds fantastic.
And Louis C.K. is like, and they're both like presidential historians. Oh. But they also have like their brand of comedy in terms of how they're telling these stories. But yeah, they go into Lyndon B. Johnson a lot. It's like a 4-parter.
Right.
I'll do it.
You recommended that.
I've recommended it before. Like probably once a year, I'll go through them.
Washington Post did a series of podcasts a few years ago, every president. So they started Washington, went all the way through. So it's an hour or an hour and a half on each president. Really good. There's so much about so many of these presidents that you just didn't. Harding.
Right.
Warren G. Harding. Rutherford Hayes. I don't know.
Sure.
It was very, very good.
It was cool to hear about some of the guys that were like the turn of the century, like from 1700 to 1800s, like John Quincy Adams, and they would just go like spend their summers in France.
Yeah, right.
And you're like
Thomas Jefferson, I think it was one of those.
Yeah, they would just like take a boat over, and I think Ben Franklin had a house over there, and you're just like, what an interesting world where they were just like gonna hop on a boat and sail across the sea and like somehow get back to their house
Well, that's what CEOs' jobs used to be like. It was much more appearance at the top of the organization, and you were involved in a lot of things. CEOs work today. It's very different.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was more like...
Yeah, it was more you were involved in the community, and you were the representative of the organization.
Interesting.
Figurehead.
It's a little different.
When do you think that changed? We can just keep going
I don't
on.
know. No. I was going to tell you my favorite president because it just upset so many people. I like Jimmy Carter. I voted for him.
Seems like a great
first
guy.
time. Yeah, I don't know if he was the best president, but as a human, he was your last not super wealthy president.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was. They were pretty much almost penniless when they came out of the White House and had to rebuild stuff. And but he's a good. I thought he was a great person.
He does seem great. Yeah, everything like he's got like to this day. He just recently passed at 100, and there was never really like much dirt come out.
He was. I met him a couple times, and not too many years ago, I was on a plane, and he was on the plane, and he was coming down the aisle, and I said hi to him, and he said, "I remember you." I said, "President Carter, you do not remember me."
It's crazy.
You don't remember. Oh, I do, Rich. No, you don't. You're just being nice.
You remembered your name?
No.
Oh.
But when I met you the first, I remember you, Rich. I said, no, sir, you don't. He was just such a nice guy.
That's funny. Was he like great to cover? Like, did you have good conversations with him?
Yeah. The one at peak of my career was Reagan, and he was really interesting too. Mm-hmm. These people were all too nice to make it today. It's just, I hate to think you have to be mean to be a leader now.
I remember seeing
reality TV.
I saw something about the difference of presidential debates when it was, I think,
McCain versus Obama.
Well, not even that. I was looking at I think it was Lyndon B. Johnson, or like literally like in the 60s and 70s, and the way they talked to each other versus now, and it's like there was always a mutual respect there, and it's just gone now.
Yeah,
I was in the room when McCain, he was talking to a bunch of news industry people, and he was asked about torture, and he said, that is not who we are, and they were arguing with him. He said, no, look, it's not about them. It's about us. That's not us. We don't do that. Mm-hmm. It was really an incredible moment.
Wasn't there something when him and Obama were debating, and like he stood up for Obama and was like,
if you haven't seen that, look it up.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
That's like a world I miss.
Bubs, that's your cue to edit that over.
Yeah. I mean, that's an incredible moment when he tells that lady, no, he's a good man.
Yeah.
He's a good family man. I mean, can you imagine seeing
that doesn't
today?
happen today. In fact, I feel like it's quite the opposite.
Yeah.
There's a lot of extremism for clicks and views, and
I really pray your generation can manage the extremism.
Yeah.
I'm very worried.
Do you know
I'm scared.
The looks maxing and clavicular? Have you?
No.
I hope that hasn't gotten to you.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, this is a newer thing. Like as of this year, I watched a recent video. There's a YouTuber. His name is Jimmy McCullough. He's a Canadian guy, but he does a lot about like Canadian and American, like what's authentic American cartoons look like. Anyway, he did one where he's like Freak of the Year since 2021, where it was like the hawk to a girl or whatever, and like this year it's a guy named Clavicular, and his whole thing is he's a looks maxer, and so he like hits his face to like try to sharpen his jawline.
Yes,
and takes like
I just read about this somewhere.
Yeah, and there's been a lot like New York Times podcast. I listen to the Daily, like we'll cover it, and it's like it's really getting into our to like it's becoming a household name to like know about looks maxing, like trying to make yourself an artificial model.
Where did I read this? On Axios, or somebody was writing about it. I can't remember.
But it's extremism. Like, what are the extremes of beauty? The extremes
it's so, I don't even know how to describe it.
I don't know.
Dystopian is the perfect word. Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
I so regret I'm 70 because I sure wish I could be in the trenches with you all the next 30 years and sort this out.
I would love to see you interviewing Clavicular.
That'd be a lot of
I saw an interview from him. Didn't go too well. I think it was the Australian 60 Minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got all defensive and accused a guy who wasn't even married of cheating on his wife or something like that.
And on Andrew Callahan.
Yeah,
I
was
love
just a
Channel
mess.
5. Have you seen the YouTube?
Yeah.
one of my favorites. He interviewed him and he walked off.
I can't even keep the world straight, bro.
Yeah.
Channel 5 was just like talking to him about like different stuff, and he was like, do you ever think like you're a bad influence? Blah, blah, blah. Was asking him like some other things and asked him a bunch about looks maxing. And he was like, so you're telling me, this is Clav to Channel 5. He's like, when you like look in the mirror, like you don't want to change anything about yourself. And Andrew's just like a normal guy. He's like, no, not really. Like I'm pretty happy with myself. And he goes, if you're just going to be disingenuous, I'm going to walk off. And he's like, okay. And so he just left. And he goes, you didn't ask one question about looks maxing. And Andrew Callahan goes, well, we actually like asked about 40, but I guess like,
yeah,
because he wanted him to ask about like specific routines and all this stuff. But yeah, he was mad that Andrew Callahan didn't want to change his appearance. He was mad that he was mad that he was happy with himself.
It is dystopian. Yeah. It's
I worry. I think in class, I think in the 80s, I'm a young professional. I'm traveling a lot, and I'm traveling in Europe, and people hardly even look at your passport.
Yeah.
And I'm watching Tiananmen Square in China, and I'm watching the collapse of the Soviet Union. Because, Greg and I grew up doing drills, hiding under our desk when we were in elementary school, preparing for a nuclear war.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it was really so much, and all that change, and I'm just sitting watching thinking, for my sons, it's going to be such an incredibly better world. I was wrong. I was really wrong.
I think it's just I think the word self-improvement gets so mutilated. And it's the same thing as like Clav is like, it's all about self-improvement. Well, not really.
Yeah. Like optimization.
Yeah. It's so like, it is just dystopian now. It's gotten mutilated and twisted and
yeah. His whole argument, I think, is that like his practical argument, besides like vanity, is status is derived from how you look, and he's like, you could be blah blah blah, like the best worker, but most people are going to treat you better. Like you're going to get higher income, all these things, if you look better. So you should put your resources and your time into maximizing how you look. Because that will maximize your status. It's twisted.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's super interesting to like you said, like it's just kind of like hearing a murderer. I think he might be a little bit sociopathic. It's just interesting to kind of like try to delve into this mindset. The problem is I try to look at it from like a journalistic or like curious lens. And I think a lot of young boys and men are looking at it from like, oh, I'm going to actually follow that. There's a community now.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of, that's really, well, I hope you have that opportunity to sort it out. You're going to have very interesting lives. And
yeah.
I don't know how we work our way out of the mess we're in at the moment, but
it'll be interesting. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, we really appreciate the time. This was an amazing conversation.
Not to end on a bad note. I mean, this is a great conversation.
Yeah. I thought we were going to end on like peace and the smell of hay, and then we took a dark turn, but that's okay.
I was looking for a book. I think there was a book in the 60s called The Greening of America. Does that sound familiar?
I'll look it up. I've not heard of it.
Because I think I saw a quote the other day, and it was, America is great because America is good. And when she ceases being good, she'll no longer be great. I think it came out of that book. Or one by Alvin Toffler.
The Green of America, it says, is a 1970 book that celebrates 60s counterculture and explores transformative shift in American consciousness.
I think that might have been where the quote, but I heard that the other day and thought, my gosh, we can't ever cease being good.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
Let's character max.
Kindness max.
Kindness max.
I mean, that's
respect max.
Yeah.
Realistically, that's what we're trying to drive at Tribe. We're
character maxing.
Chill max.
Chill max.
Looks like it's working.
Yeah.
I know Greg's just constantly so pleased with everything you guys have done and how the Tribe goes. And
it's been a fun journey.
It's been great.
I think we've gotten a lot out of it. And, as far as you asked, like, what we wanted to get out of it. And, I've received a text or two, and, the podcast has impacted people or, like, that particular person in one way or the other. And it's like, that's why I personally love doing this is, like, just helping people and maybe giving some advice along the way to help them out.
one last thing on your, about the podcast. I remember talking to a bunch of newspaper editors once, and I was reading their editorials to them. And we were like in favor of tornado safety and stuff like that. But, come on. I mean, you got to have an edge to you, right?
Right.
And I remember telling them, I said, you can be right, you can be wrong. You cannot be boring.
Yes.
And I think that's probably your challenge.
Yep.
Right? How do you make it truly interesting?
That is like on the nose.
It's so
I don't
true.
want to get into it, but that's on the nose of like some of the stuff I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to cut through somehow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, there's just so many things going on. It's a gray world, and we got to learn how to be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you wanted to speak on, or any initiatives you've got going on that you wanted to promote at all? We always give the guests a chance to do that.
Gosh, what am I? I'm always in the middle of promoting public higher education. That's a lot of what I've done since I retired. That's why I love UC and NKU. These are the people's universities.
Mm-hmm.
They serve people that I probably talked about that night. Single parents who want a degree. We won't name the schools who don't care about them, but there are plenty of them, including in this region. They just want students who will go full-time, who can write a check, who will eat the food and live on campus and don't complicate things. Mm-hmm. And that's, the population is full of people that don't fit that.
Mm-hmm.
Some universities have got to care about them.
Yep.
That's the publics. It's not the privates.
People are complicated. Someone's got to take a chance on them, and you never know how they'll end up. Maybe they'll be the future CEO of Scripps.
Yeah. I had some university presidents come see me a while back. We had started to reimburse classes for the for-profit colleges, and the university presidents were kind of upset about that. Said, why in the world are you paying these for-profit crappy colleges? I said, because you don't care about my people, that's why. I got somebody who puts their head on the desk at lunch, try to sleep a half an hour because they're working full-time, they got 2 kids, and they're taking classes, and you don't care about them. You're doing away with part-time. You're making harder and harder for those kind of folks to get an education. And that just pissed me off. So so I've been very involved in promoting affordable public education.
I love it.
Do that. I still dabble in a lot of media stuff.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having us.
Thanks. Yeah.
Thanks for your time.
That was
Thanks for
great.
coming on. We'll see you guys next time.